What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel. Check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to react to some comments that Derek Fisher made about why he thought that Laker fans did not accept LeBron James, and also why he didn't think LeBron James was a fit, right? And I know from my point of view, and I'm not a Lakers fan, but just a basketball fan in general. LeBron James to me was just too, it was all about him, and he did not make it a point to ingratiate himself to not only like the Laker fan base, but any fan base or any fan, right? He always thought that because I think because he's like self-centered, he always thought that because he was on that stage and that NBA platform, that it was all about him. And I think that going into retirement, LeBron James is going to maybe, and he may already realize this, right? But I think that like going into retirement, LeBron James is going to realize that it don't work that way. Although the NBA and the Lakers put you on the big stage, you still need to ingratiate yourself to whatever community that you're part of, whether it's the Laker community, the the Miami Heat community, the Cleveland Cavaliers community. Yeah, you still have to ingratiate yourself, right? And LeBron James, over the course of his career, in my opinion, especially once he left Cleveland that first time, he just did a poor job of that, right? So, with that being said, let me play the audio of Derek Fisher in this interview, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna add my imp- my input.
A lot of people in LA didn't love LeBron's time here, and it's been confusing to me. The reaction to him deciding not to return to LA, a lot of people have celebrated it and almost had a parade as though this is the greatest thing ever. I'm not saying this is doomsday for the Lakers and by any means. Like, I think the organization will be fine. It's been here for 80 years. It'll be fine. But I'm surprised at some of the reaction for sure. And yeah, I think people have moved on. A lot of fans have.
It's felt to me, Derek, like Lakers fans didn't totally and completely embrace LeBron like they have for previous greats that have worn a Lakers uniform. Why do you think that is?
That's a great question. I mean, I think some of it, you think about the greats of Lakers past, many of those guys were kind of born and raised as Lakers for the most part. You think about
And also, I want to add that, like, when you think about Magic drafted by the Lakers, James Worthy drafted by the Lakers, these guys, like, they were, that was their whole identity. They were like Los Angeles Lakers, and the fans, it was like a family with those guys. And then when you think about Kareem, even though Kareem came from, I think it was the Milwaukee, he came from Milwaukee. Shaq came from Orlando. But once they got there, once they landed in LA, it wasn't about them. It was about the team, right? But it wasn't the same with LeBron James. It was about LeBron James. And like I said, you have to ingratiate yourself to the community and to your fan base as a professional athlete. Just think about, like a kid that's like getting a new stepfather, right? And the stepfather is coming into their life, but the stepfather has to ingratiate themselves and make that kid feel comfortable and make them feel like he's like they're going to be one family. It's all about them, because if you do it the other way around, then it's going to create some resentment. And that's what LeBron ran into, right? LeBron James had that entitled mentality, whereas though it was more so about him, forget the fans, and it's more so about LeBron James. And that right there, in my opinion, is what's going to backfire on LeBron James. The closer he gets to retirement, the more I think he'll realize that he just went about that whole process wrong, not just in LA, but in Miami and also in Cleveland.
James Worthy, a number one draft pick. You think about Magic Johnson, even though Kareem, formerly Lou Alcindor, was traded to LA, like he spent a considerable amount of time here, in Los Angeles, and really felt like a piece of the fabric of LA. And, so many greats. I mean, even Shaq, 8 years here. It's as though people forgot, he played in Orlando as well, but it's the years here in LA that changed everything. Obviously, Kobe being here for 20 seasons. And so I think other stars felt more like they became who they were as Lakers. And I think a lot of Lakers fans had a difficult time receiving the fact that LeBron was already LeBron. LeBron was already LeBron.
I don't, like I said, Kareem was already Kareem before he came to LA. But the thing is, Le- Lakers fans and basketball fans, fanatics, man, they very like they're knowledgeable about the game. Then when you take into account Lakers fans they have an expectation. Like LeBron would have been able to what he did in LA with the bubble championship and the midseason tournament championship. If you do that in DC with the Washington Wizards, with you can get away with that. That they'll be more appreciative, right? But when you talking about a team like the Lakers who hang banners and they have a lot of banners hanging, that's they expect more, they expect better. And LeBron James, and I think that a lot of Lakers fans don't feel like LeBron James just lived up to the Lakers standard, right? So if LeBron James had done what he did, also if he'd have did that in Boston, right? Boston fans, they just have a higher standard, and LeBron James was coming there. And to me, it just don't even really seem like LeBron James really even cared about like Laker tradition. And that's another thing that probably pissed off the Lakers Lakers fans, because if you coming in and you really don't care about Lakers tradition, you don't care about the Lakers standard or the Lakers way of doing things, and it's just all about you. That and that's what it was. Going to LA, LeBron should have known that, like, short of winning a couple championships, man, it wasn't going. That wasn't going to be enough. You had to go there and ball out. And remember, LeBron is coming right after Kobe, and Kobe, the Black Mamba. They love Kobe, and the way Kobe dedicated himself to the game of basketball. Then you get somebody like LeBron James and come in, and he's not even attempting. He's not even attempting to live up to the standard of what Lakers fans really what they expect, what they're looking for. He didn't even attempt to do that. And then on top of that, he not only did he not attempt it, but he didn't there was like no he didn't feel bad about it. Just be satisfied with what I'm giving you. I gave you this bubble championship, and then we won the midseason tournament. Just be satisfied with that. So LeBron James also didn't give the impression that he was vested in the community. He was vested in what went on the court. And fans noticed that, and they couldn't wait for LeBron James to leave.
And before he got here, a lot of people in LA didn't love LeBron's time here. And
then on top of that, fans were already skeptical from the jump. Like when LeBron, then they made the announcement that LeBron James was going there. Fans were already skeptical. So if the fans are skeptical going into this, then LeBron James definitely was in a position where, as though, you got to prove yourself. You have to prove yourself to the fan base. I think those 8 years that LeBron played there, I think if he'd have won 2 championships and he just would have balled out, he'd have put forth the kind of effort like what Kobe had put forth, then it would be, the fans would have grew on him. And I use an example of like Tom Brady. Like, I never was a Tom Brady fan, but sometimes, your performance, and you could just turn people into fans. And towards the end of Tom Brady's career, I was like, oh man, this dude, he just proved himself. Like, some fans are going to get on the bandwagon right away, right? And then some fans, you just have to earn their respect. You have to earn their trust, and you have to demonstrate that you're worthy of their support. And so if you wasn't on a LeBron James bandwagon before he got there, then, you know, he wasn't worried about, you know, trying to win you over. And so, you know, that's what it was. You know, I think Derek Fisher, in my opinion, probably being a little bit politically correct. You know, he's not going to go too far out there, but he just didn't. LeBron James just didn't work to gain the appreciation or the trust of LA fans, and they are too you know, too knowledgeable about the game, and their expectations are too high for LeBron James to be able to get away with what he did there. You know, he just underachieved basically. So that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Also, don't forget to leave a comment. With that being said, man, I'm gonna check y'all out in the next video. Peace.